So today is actually my first video, so hello. So I decided I'm just going to do my first tag or whatever it's called. So I just have the questions written down, so I'm just going to look down. So number one, your first tweet. I actually did prepare myself and I looked this up. So it was on April 9th of 2009, so like four and a half years ago, and originally enough, it said, learning all about this whole Twitter thing. Number two, your first YouTube video, this one. The first person you subscribed to on YouTube. It was either Makeup Medic, who's not really around anymore, or Juicy Star 07. I know that the whole reason I kind of got introduced to beauty videos and things like that was because I had found a Makeup Medic video, and on the suggested videos on the side it had a Juicy Star 07 one, so I kind of got stuck in a YouTube cycle watching those. First Facebook profile pic, maybe I'll insert it. It's a picture of my sister and I. Do you still talk to your first love? First alcoholic drink, I don't really know. I know when I was like 6, I snuck a sip of my mom's beer because I was so intrigued by it and it was disgusting. First job, aside from babysitting, it was Tim Hortons. I was 15. First car, I'm actually still driving it. It's a 2003 Saturn Ion. First person to text you today. Oh, my best friend Amy. First person you thought of this morning. John Stamos. I had a dream about John Stamos as Uncle Jesse. He wasn't John Stamos, he was Uncle Jesse. First grade teacher was named Mrs. Dixon. She was awesome. She was also my older sister's first grade teacher, and she was my younger sister's third grade teacher. First airplane ride was to California. I live in Canada. I was to California in 10th grade for a band trip. We went to Disneyland. First best friend was, and do you still talk? Her name's Nicole, and yes, we do talk sometimes. We're not like friends necessarily. First sleepover was probably at Nicole's house. First thing you did this morning, hit snooze on my alarm. First concert, I was 16, it was the Black Eyed Peas, and then Swollen Members opened, and Rihanna was supposed to open. This was when she was like 17 or whatever, first starting, but she was sick or something, so she didn't. First broken bone, I've only had one, and it was technically it was just bent. It was my left wrist? Yeah, it wasn't my right one, it was my left wrist. I fell off the back of my couch and I broke it. I was 5, so kindergarten. My first piercing was my ears when I was a baby. My first foreign country, I've only ever been to the United States. That's not technically foreign, but that's the only place I've been aside from here. First movie you remember seeing. Now I assume that this was what I remember seeing in theaters, which was Pocahontas. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what movies I would have watched before that. It came out in '95. I googled it to make sure that I wasn't crazy in thinking it was Pocahontas. My first detention, I was in the 6th grade, and it was basically for being a smartass. It's a long story, so I won't tell it, but my teacher was just like, no. My first roommate, I've never actually had one. I've only ever lived with my family, and then now I live with my boyfriend Mike, so I guess he's kind of my roommate. First sport you were involved in, dance. I danced from the time I was 3 to the time I was 18. First thing you do when you get home, talk to Mike about his day if he's home. If not, I usually have to pee when I get home, or it's kind of what I do, dump all my stuff down and make a mess. And then the last question was, when was your first kiss? My first actual kiss was in 6th grade, which seems so young to me now, but I don't know. I was just a boy kisser. I was kissing boys in 2nd grade, just, you know, like little pecks or whatever, and then I'd run away. So I'm just a kisser. But anyways, there was my first video. I'll make another one. Come back around if you somehow have randomly stumbled upon this one.